Welcome back. Well, recovery is still taking place in western North Carolina, even weeks after Hurricane Helene. Land Trust Alliance is a national land conservation group with several members and volunteers in the Asheville region. They are now helping communities rebuild their lives following that devastation. And joining me now are Lisa and Rose. Thank you both so much for taking the time to chat with us today.
Thank you for having us.
Of course, so both of you are involved with Land Trust Alliance. Can you, for starters, just talk a little bit about what that group is all about?
Yeah, so we are actually we're with nonprofits that are members of the Land Trust Alliance. So I'm part of a land trust called Conserving Carolina.
And I'm part of a land trust called Riverlink here in Asheville.
I know not only do you help others when natural disasters happen, but since you're based in Asheville, you were impacted both professionally and personally by Helene. What has it been like helping others, but also needing help yourself?
Yeah, Riverlink's offices are down in the River Arts District. And so we were really flooded and all of our contents were destroyed. So we're in temporary offices at our friends here at Wildlands Engineering. But we continue to partner with others in the region on the recovery and really the importance of conserved land and the role it plays in an event like this.
And for Conserving Carolina, a lot of the impacts were on our trail system, trails like the Bearwalla Mountain Trail in that area. So those have all been closed, and we're working hard to fix the impacts to those trails. At the same time, our staff has been involved in a lot of ways in community efforts, and we also find it like really powerful and really gratifying to see the ways that our conservation work is making our region safer and more resilient to storm events like this.
Yeah, absolutely. And both of you were on the ground when Hurricane Helene hit Asheville. So what were those moments like, and what are cleanup efforts like currently?
Yeah, it was a pretty unprecedented event because like you guys, we had sustained rain for a couple of days. And then as soon as the hurricane abated, I live up in Black Mountain right above the Swananoa River, and I was able to walk down. And when I saw the size of the river, it was a couple football fields across, and that's its headwaters. I really had a sense of, I think, the magnitude of impact because the Swananoa has to flow 18 miles to get into the French Broad River and then ultimately through the River Arts District and out. So it was pretty awe-inspiring experience.
Yeah, I mean, similarly, for me personally, my husband and I spent 3 days in the basement bailing water from where it was leaking. So we were pretty focused on our own basement until the rain let up. And then we went into town, into Asheville from Bent Creek to try to find some cell service. And at that time on Friday evening, we saw the river and it was astonishing. It was amazing. And then, we just knew that we were seeing something we had never seen before. And to witness the devastation in the River Arts District, where friends of mine, lost businesses. It was unimaginable.
And I think maybe a silver lining in all of this is in both of our work, because we advocate for and conserve properties that are designed to help be, partners and allies in flood events. I think several of Riverlink's properties came through the storm magnificently because they were designed for the moment. They're passive recreation. They're along the French Broad River's edge. And I know same for you. So maybe in all of this, it really reinforced the importance of conserving land and creating those buffers for the river that are able to flood and to walk away using, nature's ability to persevere and be resilient.
Yeah, and well, Riverlink is working on those projects along the river here in Asheville. Conserving Carolina has them kind of more in a rural area out in Henderson and Transylvania County, where we're restoring natural floodplains with wetlands all along the French Broad River. And that does amazing things. It held over 1 billion gallons of stormwater during the event. So it's containing a huge amount of stormwater while also doing amazing things like providing habitat and refuge for fish and wildlife, and providing places for people to enjoy nature and improving our water quality. So we've really been looking at that as something that had a major benefit during the storm and that we want to really grow and expand.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think a big thing that so many of us in the upstate want to do is help. So what are some practical ways that people can help those in western North Carolina?
Oh, there's so many great organizations working from meeting just, ongoing emergency needs to housing needs. Obviously, I think we would love to make an appeal for, we're going to need a tremendous amount of investment in our environment and the restoration of our environment. Our waterways down here had such significant damage and riverbank damage. And so would really say, a thank you for everyone who's supporting the people. And as the recovery goes on, I would hope and ask that everyone really looks at environmental organizations like us and others that are just advocating for that whole, full, resilient recovery. And as stewards of the environment, I think we owe it to her.
Yeah, so I would agree that I think there's like short-term needs and there's long-term needs, and like looking toward the future and thinking about what kind of landscape do we need to have like a safe, healthy, clean place for us to live, for and to offer to our children and grandchildren and all of our neighbors. So I think like there's so many ways to get involved at Conserving Carolina. You can go to the website conservingcarolina.org, and it's easy to sign up to volunteer, and then you can be a part of these wonderful projects that are making our region safer and giving people places to be outdoors, which after all the shock, all the trauma, the stress, the losses, the grief, these are places that we all need to have in our lives to recover on a personal level.
Yeah, absolutely. Some great advice there. Well, thank you both so much for taking the time to chat today. And if you would like to learn more about Land Trust Alliance and the groups that are a part of that, we will have a link on our website at foxcarolina.com. We'll also have links about the work that both Lisa and Rose are doing as well. Well, hey.